I'm gonna give you 5 of the best movements that you can use to light up your posterior chain, and we're gonna start right now. Okay, the secret is out of the bag. The Romanian deadlift is one of the best exercises to improve your lower back strength, the coordination in your posterior chain, your hamstring strength, the strength through your glutes. It even improves your weightlifting technique, your technical coordination movements, and it can help provide a nice solid base to improve your back squat. So this movement, the Romanian deadlift, has multiple different variations. I'm gonna give you 5 of the best variations that we like to use to target different aspects that will help your performance as an athlete or someone who's involved in fitness to enhance your overall structural integrity and overall coordination in your posterior chain. Okay, our first exercise is going to be a dumbbell RDL. This is simple. This is a basic movement that we like to use with a lot of our youth athletes, and it helps them learn how to arch their back properly. So if we're standing here, we want to pinch those shoulder blades back, okay? This is something I struggle with because I tend to round a little bit forward. We want all of our athletes focusing on shoulder blades back. Now, when we come forward, this is where we're gonna see a little bit of a difference. We have a stiff-legged deadlift that we come forward, okay? So that's a stiff-legged deadlift. A Romanian deadlift will be here, and we wanna hip hinge with that butt more. So we wanna think about butt goes back, come back up, okay? So the difference is stiff leg dead, I'm coming forward, okay? RDL, I want that butt to come back. So think about it more like a hip hinge when we're doing a dumbbell RDL. This is a really easy technique that we can use to teach beginner lifters, beginner athletes. They're gonna feel their hamstrings lengthen when they go back. Ideally, they don't have their toes pop like I'm doing here. And then we wanna target that hip extension when we come through. Use dumbbells, start light, focus on keeping that chest out to help really load that hip hinge position. Okay, that second key variation that I love to use is going to be a single leg dumbbell RDL. Okay, so single leg dumbbell RDL is really gonna help us target a specific weakness in our athletes. We'll be able to see their stability from one side to the other. We'll be able to see their strength from one side to the other. And I like to do this 2 different ways. I'll either load the opposite arm, so contralaterally, of the leg that I'm down. Now, watch my back foot. I will open here. I don't want to do that. Typically, I want my toes facing the inside of my heels, okay? I'll do that a lot more on my right side. So I want to keep this for more stability, and I want to push my butt back. Push my butt back, and you can just see there, just rotate it in a little bit with my right knee. So we want to really focus on hitting good posture, hitting good positions, and hip hinging back with that butt and then pulling forward. If we have 1 dumbbell, that's great to start with. If we want to overload it a little bit more, we can use 2 dumbbells and do the exact same thing here. Now, this is if we're focusing more on the load and less on stability. If we want to focus more on stability, you want to just contralaterally load it with 1 dumbbell. Okay, so that third key variation for the RDL is gonna be with a barbell. I love using this with weightlifters, with football players, with wrestlers to strengthen their lower back. So we're gonna have a clean grip, clean stance, so about 1 foot width apart, okay? And again, we wanna think about bumping that butt back, coming through. Butt back, come through. And there's gonna be a slight bend in the knee. That's what's creating that difference between a stiff-legged deadlift. Here, if I hinge, you can see I'm flexing in that knee a little bit. Come through. Flex knee, come through. That's a little bit of that hip hinge instead of just being a stiff-legged here, okay? So we can overload with the barbell, and it's gonna transfer really well to speed. And if we have weightlifters or if we have football players that have weak technical coordination because they don't recruit really well through their posterior chain or their pull is weak, use 5 or 6 sets for 7 reps. It's gonna help stimulate strength and coordination in their posterior chain, their hamstrings, their glutes, and their lower back. Now we got 2 more key RDL variations that you can use to keep achieving that peak strength. Okay, that 4th key exercise is going to be a snatch grip single leg RDL, okay? So we wanna establish that snatch grip. I recommend checking out all of our videos on snatch technique if you wanna learn where to establish that snatch grip. Typically, you can put 2 fists above your head for where your barbell could be, or you want that barbell to be in that hip crease. So as I move my grip out, now that bar is in my hip crease, okay? If we have somebody who is stable and they've progressed through all the dumbbell variations, we can start to use this with a little bit more load. And remember, we wanna push the butt back here over that heel, okay? Butt goes back, okay? Right here. And because we're using a barbell, it makes it a little bit more challenging because there's a little bit more weight on the bar. So now, if I go here, oh, ooh. And one of those movements that I love to pair this with is going to be a Bulgarian split squat, or what we refer to as a single leg squat. So early in the week of your program, you do Bulgarian split squats. Later in the week, you do snatch grip single leg RDL, and that's gonna light that posterior chain up so that you can become a better athlete. Before we go into that last key exercise, we have the best piece of equipment to help enhance your overall speed. That's gonna be our Garage Strength single leg roller. You can pick this up at garagestrengthequipment.com. It's gonna drastically improve your overall speed with multiple different exercises, and that's where that last key exercise comes into play. And that's gonna be an RDL with your rear leg elevated. So we can use barbell, we can use dumbbell. We're here, and what makes this nice is that we can really overload that unilateral position with the pull because we have a little more balance here on that back foot. So we can load this pretty substantially here, and we want to focus on pull, pull, okay? Pull from the hip, pull from the hamstring. That's where that strength's gonna come into play. This is a really great movement, boom. And notice how the roller sort of rolls with me. So the roller rolling with my foot helps me be a little bit more coordinated, a little bit more balanced, and ultimately load the weight a little bit more, and that's gonna lead to better performance out on the field. So use these 5 exercises to enhance your posterior chain strength and performance as an athlete. If you need help with your coordination, you wanna become a freak, head over to peakstrength.app and you can pick up to our brand new app, Peak Strength. Again, that's at peakstrength.app. And remember, freaks, if you wanna become a champion, you've always gotta cultivate your power. Peace.